early Monday, depending upon how it turns out. To the Fens, where you can see Yankees, Red Sox at Fenway, all even after all these years. One on for Dustin Pedroia. Jacoby Ellsbury steals second and moves himself in a scoring position. The Red Sox will come from behind in every game in the series. Pedroia grounded to third. Anel Baroa's throw to first is low. Mark Teixeira can't scoop it. He usually does. And so everybody's safe. Ellsbury's safe at third. See, Baroa didn't make much of a move to make a play at second there. Still one out in the inning. And the next batter, David Ortiz, struggling in the home run category as in 0. Starting to put up a few more RBIs. He'll get another one there on a sacrifice fly. That would tie the game at 1. All right, bottom of the 5th. Bases loaded. Now, from the here's something you don't see every day department, Jacoby Ellsbury's on third, and then he's home. Ellsbury steals home. It's the second steal of home against Andy Pettitte in 3 seasons. It's the first steal of home for Boston with no other runners attempting to steal since Jeff Fry 10 years ago. The last steal of home by a Red Sox player when there was no squeeze attempt or other runner trying to steal, Billy Hatcher, 15 years ago. Jacoby Ellsbury does it with his speed throughout the series. The Red Sox sweep the series. They have a 10-game win streak. Pettitte suffers his first loss at Fenway in 7 years.
Minnesota, Cleveland, 2 of them. Top of the 7th, Indians up 4-0. Bases loaded. Jensen Lewis pitching. That was Denard Span. Single up the middle. Delman Young, Jose Morales score. Twins trail 4-2. Look at Tony Sepp. He was an outfielder at Clemson during his college days. Now a pitcher and pitching well. Gets Justin Morneau and Jason Kubel. Kubel's been red hot of late. To the 9th, Kerry Wood. How about this yacker? 4th save and 4 attempts for Wood. And the Indians win 4-2.
Should come as no surprise the Nationals still don't have a road victory. Could be another first for Citi Field, home of the Mets. Oliver Perez and company trying to get the sweep. Well, this won't help their efforts. Daniel Murphy continues to have trouble in left field. Austin Kearns benefiting from that fall. Kearns gets a double on the official score there. Still at the top of the 2nd, and Jesus Flores is going to send one up and out. That is not Murphy's fault. Nationals
caught that.
16-game road losing.
Phillies going for the South Florida sweep. Top of the 8th. Phillies up 10-1. Shane Victorino. He had 4 RBIs in the game. He has 13 on the year. Ryan Howard has 11. All right, to the 9th. The Marlins down 13-1. Time to save. The pitching staff should bring out outfielder Cody Ross. He wants to warm up. I tell you, no respect. He has no one to warm him up. First batter, Ryan Howard. Cody Ross. That's low. Oh, get me over. First strike. There's a fastball outside corner. Jamie Moyer like the yacker. And Howard. No, then one in the dirt. Bit outside. Fouls one off. Cody Ross pitches a scoreless 9th. 19 pitches, 12 strikes. Phillies win 13-2. And they sweep the Marlins. What Peter Noonan was to the Herman's Hermits, Shane Victorino was to the Phillies. For the most runs in the National League.
No.
Home to the Cubs, trying to sweep Chicago. This right after the Cards swept the Mets. That would be a good week. Derek Lee hit only .209 this year, doubles, but then has to leave the game due to neck spasms. Check it out. Cubs do lead 2-0. Now, Alfonso Soriano off to a good start. Ouch. Gets hit. He used to get hit all the time when he was younger. Not as much the past few years. 63rd time he's been hit in his career. By the way, Craig Biggio, 235 times. All right, Rich Hard, 109 pitches, 69 strikes. Had it going on in the 5th. That looks like it might have been on purpose. Albert Pujols hit. Pujols 3 walks and that hit by batter. Harden gets Yadier Molina 9 strikeouts to earn. Kosuke Fukudome off to a great start. 481 on base, 661 slugging, hitting .371. That's his 4th homer. Had 10 last year. And this 3-game series between the Cubs and the Cardinals had everything. Cubs win on Sunday.
Series for the first time in franchise history. I'd like the chance of Roy Halladay on the hill. 2-0, 1.29 ERA on the road this season. But Paul Konerko, that's an RBI double. 2 runs would score. Halladay, though, would get into a groove, as you can see. Just ask Josh Fields. Jim Thome. In the bottom of the 7th, Brent Lillibridge. Still in the bottom of the 7th, Fields chasing. Halliday goes 7 innings, struck out 6. Top of the 8th, tied at 3. First and second, Scott Rowland. Base hit to left, Vernon Wells would score, put the Blue Jays up 4-3. Now Scott Downs is on for the save. 1 on for Alexei Ramirez and 2 outs. And Ramirez is going to fly out. Halliday improves to 3-0 on the road. He retired 12 of the last 14 batters he faced. Blue Jays entered the game with the most runs scored in the bigs. Tack on 4 more.
It's not terrible. Tigers in first place in the AL Central. Royals just behind the Tigers. Gusty wins. Top of the 2nd. Camera was shaking a time out there in center field. Brennan Inge, 2-run homer. Yes, that's his 7th homer of the season. Tigers up 2-0. Armando Galarraga, good year last year. Did have 5 walks on Sunday. But other than that, another good start from Galarraga. Only 1 earned in 7 strikeouts. Then Bobby C. pitched well, Ryan Perry pitched well, and then Fernando Rodney in to save it. And the Tigers, first place Tigers, beat the Royals.
11-13, looking to sweep the Rockies. Of course, Manny, by the way, given the day off by Joe Torre. Should have given Clayton Kershaw the day off, too. He was rocked for 9 runs in 4 2/3. This is just an example. Clint Barma's taking him up and out his 3rd of the season. It's in that same inning, Ryan Spilborg's going to rip one to left for a 2-run shot, his 1st of the season. In the bottom of the 5th, it's 5-0 Rockies, base loaded for Brad Hopp, and Kershaw's going to walk him on a 3-2 pitch, forcing him to run. Scott Elbert now on the mound for the Dodgers. Jeff Baker, long fly to center. Matt Kemp, going to be one of those days. How about for Colorado, though? Jason Marquis went 7 1/3. That's the longest outing by a Rocky starter this season. Baker got the triple, brings in 3 more. Rockies go on to win it 10-4. Good buddy.
Everything right is wrong again. They might be Giants in Arizona. John Garland making the start. Top of the 8th, Pablo Sandoval with runners on the corners. That's a 3-run Jackson. First homer of the year. He had 3 last year for the Giants. 4 for 4 on the day, 3 RBIs. Giants looking good, up 4-1. Bottom 9, Justin Upton, only 21 years old, getting better every day. Slow start, but that's 2 homers in the last 2 days. Other one off Randy Johnson. That one off Brian Wilson. To the 12th, Agi Ojeda up. 3-0 pitch, Brandon Metters. He walked the bases full. Next batter, Connor Jackson is clutch. He clutches everything in life. Hit 300 last year, just 207 this year. Maybe that'll get him going. D-backs win 5-4. Walk-off stop.
Over 500 for the first time in 7 years. Adrian Gonzalez, not much interested in that, really. In the bottom of the 1st,
oh, wow.
If it's fair, it's gone. There's no foul ball. There's no nothing. That's 458 feet. That is the longest home run of the 6-year history of Petco Park. You know, that's a tough park to hit homers in. Tough outing for Jake Peavy. Robinson Diaz, the single. That's going to score 2. Peavy here to Adam LaRoche, who hits a 3-run shot. Peavy's allowed 5 earned or more in consecutive starts for the first time since July of '06. Ross Ollendorf for Pittsburgh, pitching very nicely. Induces the 3-6-3 double play. After opening the season 4-5, Buckos the plays from the Yankees-Red Sox. Here's the top plays from everything else throughout the sporting weekend. Sunday, Rafael Nadal defeats David Ferrer to win the clay court Barcelona Open. Nadal's 25th straight match win on clay.
Number 9, Ted Williams. Phillies and Marlins. Shane Victorino, 4-run homer with his team down by 1 in the top of the 9th. Phillies go on to win. The Marlins losing streak continues. Phillies swept the Fish this weekend.
And number 8, you remember this on Saturday, the Blue Jays-White Sox game. Vernon Wells to deep left center. Jerry Owens hanging out to make the grab. Even sweeter, it comes in a White Sox 10-2 win.
Number 7, we fit in 2 plays, both of the same variety. Mark Eaton Park out of midair. Penguins eliminate the Flyers on Saturday, and then on Sunday, look at Ray Whitney, also out of midair. The Hurricanes force a Game 7 Tuesday night.
Yeah, that was where Melrose used the softball line twice on both of those guys. Cubs and Cards at number 6 on Saturday. Albert Pujols, I tell you, I don't care what he says, the guy is a hitting machine. 441 feet past 1,000 RBI.
The goal of the Stanley Cup playoffs thus far. Alex Ovechkin kicks it to his tape. Backhand goal. And the Capitals have also forced a Game 7 Tuesday night.
Can't see this enough at number 4 from Sunday night.
Heading home on a steal at home, and it works. Jacoby Ellsbury has stole home. 3-1 Boston. A straight steal of home by Jacoby Ellsbury.
2 threes at number 3. The first 3, Ray Allen to tie 96-96. More game-tying 3-point action.
Back out to Gordon. Gordon looking. Gordon for 3. Ben Gordon ties the game.
Allen's in regulation. Gordon in the first overtime.
Number 2 back to Friday night. Kevin Youkilis, bottom of the 11th.
Look at me, Butch. I'm in the first row of the monster. Can you see me?
Really?
Youkilis gets enough airtime. Yeah, it was tough to tell I was there.
I know because I was there.
Yeah. Number 1, Magic Sixers, Thaddeus Young gets it. And the Sixers win 96-94. But Sunday night, it's Hedo time.
5 now down to 4. Turkoglu. Got it.
Wins just swept the Yankees. Boston and Cleveland. Mike Lowell facing Cliff Lee, who had his Cy Young stuff of a year ago, according to the Red Sox. After this one, we go to the top of the 4th, 2 on, 2 out, and low swings and misses. Home plate umpire C.B. Buckner, foul tip, strike 3, inning over, but not so fast. Eric Wedge is coming out, and now Wedge is going to call the first base umpire over, and that's Mike Everett. Mike Everett's going to say, you know what, I think that ball hit the ground.
First base umpire right away was making the call that the ball hit the dirt.
So you say, you know what, the ball hit the ground. That is not a foul tip, strike 3. Play resumes. Next pitch. Lowell to third. Mark DeRosa steps on the bag, and now it's over. But the ball's ruled a foul. DeRosa says no. Wedge is going to come out, and Buckner overruled the third base umpire on this play, is what Wedge told the media afterwards, and Wedge is not happy. And now, check your umpire fantasy league roster. Eric Wedge out. Cliff Lee was on. 8 innings, no runs, no walks, 5 hits, 5 Ks. He finally strikes out low. We go bottom 5. Tim Wakefield, he was on, and he gets some help right here. Jacoby Ellsbury. Beaver Nation. Wakefield, 7 innings, 1 hit, 5 Ks. We go top 9. No score, 2 on for Jason Bay. Kerry Wood, a walk, a blooper, and then a huge mistake. Oh, Coach Hurts at Gonzaga, all smiles again. His boy Bay done it again. Bay got Rivera, now he got Wood. He joked afterwards there'll be a bounty on it. Wood knows he 12 pitches, and that was a poor one. Red Sox are going to win it 3-1, your final.
Was their next stop on Monday. Derek Jeter tied with Mickey Mantle for most Yankee at-bats all time. Leading off, facing Justin Verlander, strikes him out. Jeter, 8,103 at-bats for the Yankees, most all time, but he's got a slow walk to the dugout right there. Top 4, Yankees down 1-0, 2 on, 2 out. Melky Cabrera in to take his cuts against Verlander. Got it. Verlander, 7 innings of work, 9 strikeouts, didn't give up a run. Mark Teixeira said this is the best I've seen him throw. What about CC Sabathia? He gets Miguel Cabrera, gets Carlos Guillen. Sabathia struck out the side in the 4th. Bottom 6, Magglio Ordonez up with 1 on and 1 gone. His second of the year. That one bounced off the wall for the homer. Nick Swisher did all he could to try to get to it, but Tigers go up 4-0. Sabathia, 8 innings of work, 4 earned runs, and he struck out 7. Top 9, Yankees down 4-1. Runners at the corners for Jorge Posada. Fernando Rodney pitching. 5-4-3 double play. Nick Swisher scores, so it's now a 2-run game. Next batter, Ramiro Pena, and that's not going to get the job done. Tigers going to win it 4-2. Yankees have lost 4 in a row now. Tigers have won 3 in a row, and they may have their ace back. It's Baltimore for the Rangers and the Orioles. Bottom 2nd, O's up 2-0. Men on 2nd and 3rd for Brian Roberts, making the most of his opportunity. That's off Matt Harrison. 2 runs come in to score. Harrison in a world of trouble. Gave up 4 runs before he got 4 outs. But the Rangers come back down 4-1 now. Runner on first for Michael Young. Off Jeremy Guthrie. No need to chase this. Not coming back. Who hits more timely home runs than Michael Young so far this season? Nobody. Hits 6. Rangers down 4-3. Tied at 4 in the 6th. Bases loaded for David Murphy. Chris Davis comes in. Adam Jones comes up throwing. Taylor Teagarden is safe. Biggest comeback of the season for the Rangers as they win at 6-4 to take 3 of 4 from Baltimore. Rockies opening a 3-game set with the Padres at Coors Field. Chris Young, pitcher for the Padres, has allowed 6 stolen bases this season. Dexter Fowler taking advantage. He steals 2nd. 2 batters later, there goes Fowler. He takes 3rd. Ryan Spielborg's right behind him, steals 2nd. So Fowler 2 stolen bases in the first inning. The Rockies had 3 total in the first. Bottom third, Spielborg's at bat. Fowler on first. He's in the second. Third stolen base of the game. Then he takes third. 4 stolen bases through 3 innings for Fowler. Bottom 4, he's on first now. And he's not going to stay there long. There he goes again. 5 stolen bases through 4 innings. He would finish with 5, one shy of the Rockies record. You know who holds that record? Our man EY, Eric Young.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Bottom 6, Brad Hawpe on second. He takes a secondary lead while the pitch is thrown. Nick Hundley tries to throw him out at second, and the pitch hits Hawpe. Hit him in the neck as he slid. Trainers came out, put Hawpe in a neck brace. He left the game with a possible concussion. He was taken to the hospital.
San Francisco. Dodgers swept 3 from the Giants in LA 2 weeks ago, but look who's there. It's Barry Bonds.
I loved it. You know, it's like I try to tell people, you know, now they always ask me, you know, you're so different, you know, than when you were as a player. And I said, you know, I created that character out there. You know, and that was the only way I could sell tickets. They weren't buying it for my ability.
Well, Giants fans are trying to do the same thing to Manny Ramirez, but I'm not sure they're as rough as Dodger fans were to you.
I may have to give Manny a couple of tips on the character mode. You got to change up a little bit. He's working on it with the hair.
He is. Moving for call to third.
We go top 7. We're tied at 3 because the Dodgers have gotten 3 in the inning and chased Barry Zito, who wasn't terrible. Manny Ramirez scores Rafael Furcal, and the Dodgers are up 4-3. Bottom 8, same score. Runners on the corners. Rich Aurilia down the first baseline. Ronaldo Belisario, he can't make the throw home. Fred Lewis scores, and we're tied. And love the bow tie. Later in the 8th, men on second and third. Benji Molina had been hitting it. Stroking a strong bat, and the chopper there, Casey Blake, doesn't throw home. Edgar Renteria scores. Barry loves it. The Giants love it. They go on top 5-4, and they win it. 5-4, your final. Zito, a no decision.
Cardinals have been great at home. Monday, they opened a 7-game road trip in Atlanta, but they've had some problems with errors, 20 of them, most in the majors, but not a problem in this game. David Ross over to Brendan Ryan. What a throw. Sliding stop, and then he's able to get up and fling it over there. Joe Pinheiro was on the mound. He said, you just trust your defense, even with those errors. Bottom 6, more Ryan. Nice grab here, steps on second. In time for the double play. Pinheiro got 12 of his 20 outs on grounders with some help from his defense. You want more? Yadier Molina with a pickoff. He catches Yunel Escobar slipping. And that's the 3rd out. We go to the 8th. Braves down 3-2. Bases loaded, 2 out. Kyle McClellan gets Casey Kochman to fly out. Cardinals going to win at 3-2. Pinheiro, 6 2/3 on the mound with all that help from his defense. 7 hits, 2 earned runs, and he gets to 4-0 on the season. Some Phillies from Philadelphia. Philly trying to extend his 3-game win streak. Nats had won just 4 times all season. Ryan Zimmerman off Joe Blanton. You saw Blanton spin around. He knew it was going. Tape measure shot 416 feet for Zimmerman. His 3rd home run of the season. Nats up 4-2. 2 batters later, here comes Elijah Dukes. This again off Blanton, who knew it once again. Even longer than Zimmerman, 437 feet. Duke's 3rd home run of the season. Nats up 5-2. Top 5 now, 5-2 Nats. And Zimmerman again, and he's back for more. This one headed to the second deck. 451 feet, and the Nats up 6-2. Bottom 5 now. Phillies down 6-2, bases loaded. Ryan Howard is up, and he's got himself an opportunity. This off Sharon Martis. 6th career grand slam for Howard. 4th home run of the season. Game tied at 6. I told you this was your game if you liked home runs. Bottom 6 now. Bases loaded again for Howard. 1 out. Tied at 7. Howard this time over to Nick Johnson, who doubles off Chase Utley at first. That ends the threat. Game tied at 7. Top 8, 1 on. Game tied at 7. Scott Air grooves 1. Nick Johnson jumps all over it. Second deck once again, 428 feet. Johnson's 2nd home run of the year. Nats up 9-7. After Zimmerman walks, here comes Adam Dunn. And when Dunn gets a hold of one, it is done. His 5th home run of the year. Nats tie a club record with the 5 home runs. They're up 11-7. Bottom 8 now. Bases loaded. Raul Ibanez. He said, this club never gives up. I'm proud to be a part of it. He hits a grand slam off Joel Hanrahan. First time the Phillies have had 2 grand slams in a game since 2003. They go up 2. Brad Lidge got inflammation in his knee, so Ryan Matson on to close it, and he gets Justin Maxwell to end it, and the Phillies survive an absolutely crazy game, 13-11. Straight over the Pirates. They met again in Milwaukee on Monday. That's Ricky Weeks, and he's got that look in his eye. Bottom 8 tied at 5. Brewers with runners on second and third. Freddie Sanchez with a diving stop throws home, but not in time. Bill Hall scores. Brewers up 6-5. Next batter, Corey Hart doubles into right field. Jason Kendall coming in to score. The Brewers up 7-5. Top 9, Milwaukee up 10-5. Here comes Trevor Hoffman making his Brewers debut, and he gets Andy LaRoche. Brewers going to win it 10-5. Weeks broke open the game with that run-scoring field of choice. Also had a career-high 4 RBI in this game, and it's Hell's Bells for the first time for the Brewers and Hoffman as they win this one 10-5. SportsCenter's top 10 plays. Number 10, Hawks and the Heat. Al Horford gets the rebound. And then posterizes Jermaine O'Neal. See, Jermaine O'Neal, he had to hurry up, try to get out of the way. Try to hurry up and get down court after you get dunked on. More from this game later.
Well, the Ducks win the Battle of California. Shocking San Jose. Ryan Getzlaf the shot there. Corey Perry scores off the rebound.
And number 8, Matthew Stafford on David Letterman. His take on the Lions.
If the Lions win one game this year, I'm a hero.
Exactly.
At 7, Hawks Heat. James Jones, the 3+1.
Left side, James Jones against Bibby. Down to O'Neal. Back to Jones. Step back, double clutch, three, got it! Oh, and he's fouled again! He's got a chance for another 4-point play!
At number 6, Nationals and Phillies. Jesus Flores at the plate. It's not about him. It's about your boy, Neil.
Absolutely, the power of Poi.
Shane Victorino. Not a whole lot of defense in this game overall. The Phillies win 13-11.
Anytime the 808's in the show, it's a success. Red Sox, Indians, Mark DeRosa and Jacoby Ellsbury. Oregon State in the show.
Number 4, Yankees and Tigers. Gerald Laird down the third base line. Ramiro Pena makes a tough throw to get Laird. You know, they don't have A-Rod over there at third, but Pena filling in capably.
Marlins Mets from the Mets new field. Cody Ross says, I can dig it here. Takes one away from Gary Sheffield, but the Mets got the win.
Cap, Sebastian. Spectacular long-range goal in the sliding volley. It looked like somebody lost their shorts in there.
I DVR'd that. At 1, Indians, Red Sox, Kevin Youkilis, all sorts of hits. And here, Grady Sizemore takes one away from him. But the Red Sox, they are unbeatable right now, 11 in a row.